Been wanting to talk to this woman all day long. Ameena Matthews, Interrupter. If you all have not seen it, it's going to be on PBS with an organization called Ceasefire. And Ameena, the first thing I want to ask you is, what can I do to help you? That's the first thing I want to do. What can I do to help you? Because you're doing incredible work.
You know, Brother Mike, I need you to come down here or over here, around here in Chicago and just see what we're doing and help. And first and foremost, you're doing exactly what needs to be done because you're getting the messages out daily. I love what you're doing. You keep it in the raw. You're protecting us as a people. You're not sugarcoating any mess, and it's real. So
Wait a minute. I just read something, George.
What?
Ameena,
yes,
your
sir.
dad is Jeff Fort?
Yes.
You know, I grew up on
That's what my
63rd
mama told me.
and I grew up on 63rd and Blackstone.
Oh, okay. All right. So you was in the hood.
Absolutely.
You know what's going down.
I didn't know you were Jeff Fort's daughter.
I am. That's what my mama told me.
Those of y'all who don't know about Jeff Fort, we're going way back. I got to take y'all to Blackstone Ranger days, the whole thing. I mean, this thing goes way back. How did you get involved being Jeff Fort's daughter? Of course, having that knowledge of what Jeff was about. And of course, Jeff tried to do the right thing in the end. How did you get involved in being an interrupter? And what does that mean to be an interrupter?
Well, you know what, Mike? He did the right thing in the beginning.
Check that
What's
out.
repeating itself now today is what repeated back when you guys were little shorties and you all were protecting the community and couldn't nobody snatch a purse.
That's right.
Couldn't nobody cuss a word or, you know, he was doing that. And then once the government played into it and we looked at these big preachers and pastor sons and all of them got into the mix and saw where the power can be made, then that's when everything went haywire for my dad. What a violence interrupter do, Gary Slocum looks at it as a public health model. He's an epidemiologist, a white guy from Chicago. I believe he is from Chicago, but he lives here now. He's been over in Africa doing some research, and now he feels that violence is an epidemic. And I didn't believe that when I was coming up, George, because, you know, my dad told me, and somebody hit me. You
That's
hit
right.
Back. And
That's
that's
right.
called protecting yourself.
That's
Now
right.
these guys and girls, because there is so much firearms out there, their egos will not allow them to go home and sharpen it up on their sisters and brothers and go back to the block and see what they can do like we used to do.
Like back in the
know?
day.
Back in the day, right.
Back in the day, but now they're coming back with guns and shooting. So my goal is to get in on the front end to make sure that it doesn't be a homicide. So a violence interrupter, and what Ameena does is to stop the transmission of violence from one person to another. And that happens when I educate my brothers and sisters about exactly what you started to say about my old man, about really giving them the truths, because these young guys and girls here all over the nation, they don't know the truths about who they are.
One thing about me, Ameena, I've never been afraid of our kids. When I worked for the CTA, I was a guy walking through the trains, not confronting them, but presenting myself, engaging them.
Yes.
And everybody else is like, dude, why are you walking up? I'm like, why are you all afraid of these kids, man?
Right.
You know, and don't get me wrong. Some of them, you know, we have raised, unfortunately, we have not raised our kids well. We have raised some killers. But most of the vast majority of these kids are looking for love. They're looking for respect. They're looking for compassion.
Yes, they are.
Unbelievable.
And the way that you give it to them, if you see the interrupters and you see how I interact, it's a daily, really that's my daily prayer on how I interact with these young guys and girls. And yes, I say things as a term of endearment, as, you know, if they bring it home a C and I know that they can do an A, I let them know if you don't bring it up, I'm going to bust your jaw. I'm not telling them if you don't, you know, I'm not telling them if they go out on the corner and sell dope for me and don't get my quota, I'm going to bust your jaw. I'm telling them to raise their thinking, and I got you. I got you whatever you need.
That's right.
It's just, you know, we got to continue to stay. You know, I hear this all the time, George, and well, where is the parents? Where is it? Look, we're in a society now that my dad fought so hard to keep crack out of our community. As soon as he went to jail, that's when brought the crack in, and this is the spiralness of what we have. Our young kids are
No doubt about it.
with issues from birth. You know what I'm saying? Because they have been addicted for some reason or another. So there's a lot of things that we need to do as a community.
That's right. It can't always be the parents. The parents sometimes are ineffective for whatever
Or
reason, be it
gone.
drug or gone.
Yeah.
So
we're the parents. We're
That's
the
right.
parents, Mike, because they're going to determine if we get Social Security or not. So we better make sure that we do the right thing